Hello to all. You are warmly welcome to Learn with DOZ. Today's topic is the value chain analysis. What are we looking at? We are looking at the introduction of value chain, components of value chain, how to conduct value chain analysis, and our assessment questions. If you're excited as I am, let's begin. The value chain framework was developed by Michael Porter. Michael believes that firms' activities can be divided into two broad categories: the primary activities and the support activities. It is impossible to separate value creation and successful companies. For businesses to thrive, they must engage in value creation activities. How do they achieve this? They first must understand their customers and what they consider as value. For customers who are price sensitive, they must engage in activities that will help them in reducing their cost of production so that they can offer them low prices. Customers who are performance and value conscious, they must engage in activities that promote differentiation and increase performance. They must also ensure that they are solving customers' problems and satisfying their needs quickly. Businesses must also create and sustain competitive advantage to stay profitable. How can they do this? They can do this by supporting their suppliers and distributors. Simply, suppliers and distributors support. This brings us to the idea of the value chain framework. The value chain framework helps businesses in identifying how to create differentiation and cost management effectively. So now, what is the value chain analysis? The value chain analysis or framework helps businesses in understanding how they can create value for customers by evaluating their direct and their support activities. Michael did us a favor by dividing company activities into two major components. That is the primary activities and the support activities. The primary activities are sometimes called the line functions. These are activities that involve the physical production of goods and services and other activities in between. That is marketing and transferring of product ownership alongside with after-sales services. We can divide these activities into 5 subgroups. We have the inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and services. The second component is the support activities. As the name itself implies, these activities basically help the primary activities. It helps the company in performing the primary activities. They have relationship or link with the primary activities. And they also help in providing infrastructures or input that help the primary activities to be performed on an ongoing basis by the business. The support activity can be subgrouped into 4 activities. We have the general administration, human resources, technology development, and procurement. Let's take a closer look at the primary activities. We will start with the inbound logistics. The inbound logistics, we are looking at activities that involve bringing in raw materials and goods into the company. These raw materials and goods are used in the production of the physical products that are going to be sold to customers. So the processes involved here are receiving, transporting, storing, inspecting, disseminating of inputs from suppliers, and inventory management. Operations. Operations, we are looking at both activities and costs related to turning or transforming raw materials into finished products. So we are looking at costs associated with production, assembling, packaging, quality assurance, environmental protection, etc. Outbound logistics. We are looking at activity and costs connected with distribution of products to our various buyers. So we are looking at the activity associated with housing of our finished goods, order processing, order picking and packing, shipping, etc. Marketing and sales. Marketing and sales, we are looking at activity connected to selling and marketing of the company's products. So activity to consider here are advertising and promotion, market research, planning and distribution supports. Not just the activities, we are also going to consider the various costs associated to these activities. Services. Services, we are looking at the after-sales services, services that take place after we have finalized the sales of the product. So we look at installation, technical assistance, repair and maintenance, buyer inquiries, customers' complaints, etc. The support activities, as we said earlier, consist of 4 main elements. General administration. These are activities and costs related to the overall running or management of the business. Accounting and finance activities. Activities that help us to know the financial health of the company, which can be seen in the balance sheet of the company, the cash inflow and outflow, as well as expenditure. Also, the capital structure of the company, the various sources of funding available to the company, how much is going to cost the company to procure money for its operations. Legal and regulatory affairs. We are looking at activity that deals with compliance to legislation and laws, and activity that helps the company to produce goods and services that meet the minimum threshold. Overhead functions. We are looking at functions which activity cannot directly be linked or connected to the finished product of the company. Human resource management. These are activities and costs related to labor issues like recruitment, hiring, training of our employees or personnel, development, employees' compensation, and the various activities that help in employee retention in order to reduce high employee turnover within the company. Research, technology, and system development. These are activities and costs related to product research and development. So the various activities that deals with researching on how to improve our products, how to come up with new products, how to improve our product designs. So we are looking at activities that connect to the research and development to ensure that we get these things done, not just the activities, but the cost related to these activities. Finally, procurement. Procurement, we are looking at activities and costs that deals with sourcing of raw materials and necessary services to support our business and its activities. Procurement activities may sometimes be linked or assigned to the inbound logistic purchasing activities, the first activities we discussed in the primary activity. We have arrived at one of the critical aspects of today's lesson. That is how to conduct value chain analysis. Before we get into that, if you are new to this channel, I'll ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. So let's begin. Identify and outline the value chain activities. We said earlier that the value chain activities are divided into two broad components. So you have to identify the primary activities and the support activities and outline them. After that, you need to identify and evaluate the cost associated with each of the activities. How much is it going to cost you to implement or execute the various activities? And what values are your customers receiving from each of these activities? Afterwards, you need to identify opportunities for competitive advantage. How do you create and sustain competitive advantage? So you look at areas where you can increase value or decrease your cost of production. Lastly, you identify the connection between the various activities. How are the support activities related to the primary activities? How can you relate or connect the inbound logistics to procurement? How can you connect research and development to outbound logistics or marketing and sales? So when you are able to do this, you come to appreciate the value chain framework and you will use it accurately for the success of your business. Our assessment questions for today. Why has the value chain analysis become a preferred approach to guide internal analysis? Discuss the concept of value chain analysis. Describe the main activities in the value chain analysis and why is the support activities important. Before I go, I want to thank you for your enormous support and for watching this video. Please subscribe now, share, like, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new contents are posted.